Okay, that has dried. Now we're going to practice painting the rocks of the mountain here. So what I recommend you do is get some multimedia paper, quite cheap paper, and practice first on this. So one of the mistakes I made, so these are two that I did, 1 and 2. So one of the mistakes I made, you can't see it here, but one I did too watery. So when you paint this, use thick paint. That's very important, or a thickish mix. The next thing is I did the angle like this, basically a 45 degrees angle, but it's better to have it go across and then at the end go up. I know the original is not like that, but I think that looks a bit better as a design, I suppose. So have it go across or going up at a slight angle, and then at the end have it go up dramatically. I think that's the best composition. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so let's continue. And also another thing, when you scrape out, we're scraping out this way. There's no lines that go that way, so don't scrape that way. Some of my students did that. And the other thing is, when you do scrape out, you want a variety of thick lines and, if possible, thin lines, and long lines and short lines. That will make it look better. Also, don't do a line here and then a line below it exactly the same. If you look, all these lines are normally slightly different. They're normally at slightly different angles. That's really important. Okay, so let's have a go. So for this, you want to use your flat brush, and we want a thick mix. So I'm getting some phthalo blue and some alizarin crimson, bit more phthalo blue, yellow ochre. So it's pretty thick. And then maybe start up here, no, maybe start here. So like I said, start low and it's going up slightly. And then I'm going to add just pure yellow ochre, because I want to give these rocks some colour variety. And then just red, like that. And then just pure blue, like this. And then this mix. And then at the end we have it go up. And if you have the chance, some dry brush is very, very good. Okay, maybe like that. That's very dramatic. And then get some pure water and just splatter it. Like that. And even get my spray bottle and spray. But not working. Ah, now working. Okay. And then we have to wait. This is where you have to be patient. If you get a bit of splatter, just take it up with some tissue. Like that. And yeah, waiting time. I suppose while we're waiting, you can get your thin bamboo brush. A round brush will do, and then we want to make a really thick mix. Blue and red and yellow ochre. It's very thick, and this is going to be for darks. Okay, now let's wipe off like this and have some lines going across. So here it's dried quite a bit. So timing is very important and a bit difficult, and sometimes you have to wipe your finger. Well, the more you wipe your finger the better, because you're picking up dirt and then you might put that dirt back into a clean area, so it's not going to look so good. Okay, like that. Oh, and maybe that's pretty good. And then with our bamboo brush, we're going to add some thicks. Things like cracks and shadows. There we go, just a few. And then we've finished. So it's really important before you do the final one on your original painting to just on some multimedia paper have a practice. And if you have a look, you can see that it's got slightly different colours, like a bit red here, blue here, a touch of yellow here. It's got some texture, and then we've got our lovely marks that we've scraped off, and haven't done many short ones. So here's a short one, here's another short one, and I haven't done many thins. To do a thin line, it has to be a bit drier. So yeah, there's a kind of thin line, but you can't see it very well. And also then I did my dark marks for cracks and things like that. So and also there's a bit of dry brush here, which is easier to do when you're using a thick mix, and that's the important thing. We began this with the flat brush, which is maybe the best brush for doing rocks, and we used a fairly thick mix. So have a go, and then after that let's move on to the real painting.